Hi, welcome to Wealth Flow with the Black Mentor. I am your host, Joseph Nantomah. You can also call me the Black Mentor, multimillionaire real estate investor, and so many hours attached to the name. We're doing this every single Tuesday. Welcome, boom, boom, boom. The Wealth Show is a show that is designed to help develop wealth building mindset so you can achieve wealth and build financial freedom. And what is wealth flow, you may ask? Wealth flow is the four pillars of organization. We teach you knowledge flow so you can have knowledge and equip yourself, know what you got to do, and go out there and do it. We also have the freedom flow so you can be free to go wherever you want to go, do whatever you want to do, and be wherever you want to be. And cash flow, baby, that's the one I love the most. We teach you how to make the money. You got to make the money so you can live the life that you want to live. And finally, successful success in all ramification, success holistically, success in so many ways and much more that you cannot even fathom. So welcome. This show is all about just building wealth, showing you the power of mentorship and all the great things you can do. Over the years, I have built this brand called the Black Mentor. We've won so many awards, so many people have been affected. And that is the real deal for me. That is what I enjoy and why I do this every single day. I am your number one mindset coach in the United States. And, I'm here just for you, helping you with my master's class, building conferences and boot camps. And by the way, last week, just a few days ago, I was talking to you about all the programs that we're doing. And on Sunday, we had what they call it, the master's class. It was amazing. But you know what? Today, we're talking about the power of mentorship. You know, even with where I am right now, I've made multiple millions of dollars in real estate. In the last 6 years, I've made over, in transactions, over $23 million in real estate with over $1 million in the bank. I am still looking out for coaching. I am still getting new mentors every single day. I am still putting myself out there so I can get more coaching, more learning, and trust me, you can never go wrong. And today we're here, to talk about the power of mentorship. And I have two persons who are real life success story. Sometimes when we're talking about things, it looks like, it's a third party thing or it's just an illusion. And today I say, you know what? Let me bring in some people who have gone through my mentorship class and they're doing big things for themselves. They're growing their portfolios in business and investing. So on my far left, I have Marquita Hampton. She is a real estate investor, owner of Realty Investors out here in Milwaukee. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, welcome. And I also have Jacob, Jacob Awolola. He is also a real estate investor. There's another side of him. If he's comfortable, he's going to introduce himself that way. But I just tell you right now, he's the CEO and investor of Worldwide Consult LLC. And we have him here in the studio. Thank you for joining us, Jacob. Amazing people here doing great things in the city of Milwaukee and in Wisconsin. But you know what? We had a great time on Sunday, and I had a few testimonials that came in. Let us see what they got to tell us.
Hello, my name is Hannah Hambulu. I've learned a lot today in this master class. It's a wonderful class. I've never attended a class like this. This is my first time, and I'm so glad that I did. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I don't even know where to start from. Is it from the knowing so many things about the LLC, the assets protection, the manager managed, the single membership and the multiple members? Is so great. I learned a lot, and I'm so happy that I'm part of it today. And I also learned about the credit issue, as in how to use credit to build our business. I know that if you have credit in America, you build your credit score and all that stuff, but I never knew that you can also use it to build a business and how to, and to incorporate your business and all that stuff, all that good stuff. I'm so happy that I'm part of it, and I just thank God that I was part of it today. And thank you, Black Mentor, for bringing this out to us. I know I can't, in short, the amount we pay cannot quantify what we have learned. So it's good that I'm part of it, and I'm happy that I'm part of it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. That is one of the lady that attended the class. When was watching that video when he came in, she's shot for words. Like she being the first time in. And all of you have been here, right? I remember the first time. Let's start. No, enough about me. Let's talk to Marquita. Marquita, the first time you came to the class, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you are doing, and all of a sudden, how did you even hear about my mentorship, and what made you to even jump into it? I know I've known you over a year now, something like that. So
Yes.
tell us what has how did you even hear about what I was doing?
I was on Clubhouse and I kept hearing you talk about the mindset and how we need to manage the way we think about things and take action on what we have potential to do. And so I constantly will hear you each week talking about it. And so I one day I just said, you know what, I'm gonna jump out there, I'm gonna take initiative and see where it gets me. So I took the action, I took the training just to get more about business and developing a business. I had interest in real estate, but I really didn't know what direction I wanted to go. And then in your story, how you had success, for many years, coming into the United States with your real estate business, I was interested in learning more. So I tapped in and then I linked with you to, get that mentorship. Well, first, initially, it was just to get more information about real estate and business itself. So I took that investment in myself and then I just started to build from there through your mentorship.
One of the things that I just picked out when you were talking, you were curious. And that
Mhm.
is the first step in being successful. You got to be curious. You got to be like, what is out there that is different from what I'm doing? Because a lot of people are not, and when you're not curious, it means you're in your comfort zone. Okay. It means you're in your comfort zone. You're just okay where you are with your little change, whatever you got going, your two-bedroom apartment, your condo, and you're just fine with your $30 per hour or whatever you're doing. But you see, when she was telling me that story, what I heard was someone who was like, okay, you know what? I've been listening to this guy talk about mindset and all that he's doing. Let me take a step out there. Let me take action and actually go see what it's all about. To you, Jacob, how did you hear about what was going on with us?
Thank you for having me on this program today. My name is Jacob Awolola, the Managing Director of Worldwide Consult LLC. Meeting Mr. Joseph, the Black Mentor, to me, I think is the greatest thing that has happened to me in the past 2 or 3 years. We're talking about, first of all, I think I'm a law enforcement by profession, but talking about wealth creation and being hungry for success is what actually, made me have the shift in mindset. A lot of times we're comfortable with a position where we are in life, but just as the Black mentor rightfully said, being hungry for success is what actually pulled me to his domain. Speaking to him, there is something about him that resonates about him. It's about being successful. And a lot of times, moving around with people, you don't hear such vibes. All you hear is negative vibes, and how people can just live low and be comfortable. But anytime you talk with the Black mentor, there is this shift in mindset. You will always, I don't know what it is, but there is something about him that is gonna shift your mindset. So meeting him, I knew about never be comfortable with where you are today. There's always a better place than when you are today. So that kind of resonate. I'm a person that thinks like that. But since somebody that reasons like you, which tells me, in the words of my grandfather, it says two heads are better than one. But my grandfather said, no, two good heads are better than one. So me coming in contact with the Black mentor, reasoning like kind of have the same driving focus. I'm like, oh yeah, I think I'm in the right spot. He talked about wealth creation, asset acquisition, and management and protection. I'm like, wow, this seems like a plan. Jumped into it, tapped into some wisdom nuggets he got, attended the bootcamp training, and he was like,
Now you're going way over your head.
nah.
Okay, we're just talking about how you met me. He's already telling us the whole kaboom. Okay, but I understand. There's no, you see, with success, it drives you. You want to get it out there, and that is what I was telling someone. I think I was telling Marquita just before the show. I said, you know why I can never fail? Because the sky is big enough for every single person. We can all be millionaires. There's
Right.
enough to go around. People hold information. Because they doubt themselves. You're not doubting the next person. Every single time you're holding back and saying, you know what, I feel like I'm not going to get something done or whatever, you're just doubting yourself. But let's take it one step at a time. And if you're watching us, welcome to Wealth Flow with the Black Mentor. I am your host, Joseph Nantomah. I want to encourage you, if you're watching, to get in the comment section, ask questions about mentorship, about investment, and we're going to be dealing with that. This is not just a show where we sit down and we're just talking. It's a show where we want to communicate with you. We want to know what's going on with you, and we're here to help you to become the better version. Talking about the better version, I get a lot of people tell me all the time, they're like, you know what? I want to be like you. I'm like, no, that is a wrong way of thinking. Don't be like me. You know what you want to push for? You always want to push to be the better version of yourself. And that is one thing that mentorship helps you to become. 2 years ago, I've known you for over 2 years now. I've known you for over 1 year ago. What is one thing that you can say, you know what? Before I met you, this is how I used to think, or this is how I used to reason, or this was one thing I wasn't doing great. But all of a sudden, after meeting you, taking the classes and doing all the things you said, this is one area that I've become better. Back to you again, Marquita.
I would say for me, just showing up and taking initiative. Like in my mind, I may say, okay, I'm gonna go do this one thing, but usually when I show up for something, other opportunities present themselves. And had I not, took the initiative to be in the room or to come to the meeting, um, then I wouldn't have the opportunity to participate in what's out there.
Yeah.
So I've learned like many times, it hasn't happened just one time. Anytime even now, if I came here just to meet with you, and then now we're doing this. So every time it's more opportunities that allow me to get exposure, get knowledge and wisdom, and also to connect and be in a network of others who has the same mindset of where I want to go and grow in my business.
Amazing, amazing. I'm having a few people telling us, hey, we're live, we're watching. Thank you for watching this show. I'm so happy. People are watching this show from all over the world, from China, from the Philippines, from the UK, from Australia, from Africa, Nigeria, from Kenya. It's amazing the love you guys show on this show. And I want to let you know that I am committed every Tuesday. My team, my people, they are committed every Tuesday. So I'm encouraging you to ask questions, and we're going to be here to help you out and get there. But before I answer a question, let me talk to you, Jacob. What is one thing, you just said, you're someone who thinks just the way I think. What is one thing that you've actually, worked on since the period you started going? I'm going to come to your to answer the question. Let's deal with the people on the stage.
Thank you for your information and questions. But to come back to your questions, I think ever since I met Mr. Joseph, there's something that resonates about him. It's taking decision, taking action, showing up. And since I met the Black Mentor, I've always known the power of networking. But upon meeting him, it was a whole different ball game again. Knowing fully well you are who you hang around with. Just as the normal sayings goes, show me your friend, and I'll tell you who you are. And I use it in my own words. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you your DNA. You are who you hang around with. So, and another thing that I learned with Mr. Joseph is like being a blessing to people when you have information. It does any information you have that you keep to yourself is of no good. Mr. Joseph has something that can better people. It passes around to make people better than the way he met them. And just as you rightfully say, pick it back again on that, the sky is too big for two birds to collide. So there is a lot to learn. There's a lot to know. So just meeting Mr. Joseph has been a blessing, and I've always learned and pay attention to details to make sure I'm able to tap into the reservoir of his knowledge to be a successful entrepreneur too.
Amazing. Taking action. I learned that long ago from one of my mentors. He said, when you take massive action, you get massive result.
True that.
And when you take small action, what are you going to get?
Small
You're going to get a
result.
small result. So when I heard that, you know what I do? I take massive action. And this is what I do. Whatever I'm thinking, I multiply it 100 times. If I'm going to go all in, I'm in. Whatever I'm doing, I stop thinking small. It got to a point where, now I even have to like talk to my wife and talk to people around me to like, please help me out because I can't afford to think small anymore. Let me tell you a true life story. I had a lady who was one of my mentees called me and say, hey, Joseph, I need a help from you. And I said, okay, yeah, what do you want me to do? She said, you know what? My mom is sick. I need to raise $3,000. Okay, it's not much. I'm gonna, she said I need to raise some money. Okay, and right there in my head, I said, okay, it's Friday. I cannot wire monies to you. I can do it on Monday. My whole thought was I was going to send $10,000. On Monday, I got to the bank. I put in the offer. I put in the report and everything, the wire instructions, and I say, hey, I wanted to send out $10,000. While I was in the bank, she calls me and say, why are you taking time? I need this money. I said, oh, I'm trying to do the wire. So I took a picture of the receipt of the form I was filling, and it was $10,000. And the lady calls me on the phone. Why are you sending me $10,000? My mom is just sick. She's not trying to buy a house. And it dawned on me, oh, it was just a hospital bill. But you know what? I have trained myself to give people the way I receive. Because the way you receive is how you give. That is the reason why I am not scared to receive $1 million right now, because I can easily write a check for $1 million. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But you see, when you're not comfortable, you cannot give out $10,000. If somebody wants to give you $10,000, you'd be afraid. You're like, you cannot be bold to ask $10,000 because you cannot give $10,000. So you got to walk yourself and get into the mentality where you know that this is where I need to be, and you start taking action. Let's take a few questions and see how it goes. Come on, let's do this. Are you excited out there? If you're joining us for the first time, thank you for coming back. And it's just amazing. How can one apply to be part of your mentorship program? It's very, very easy. Apart from the fact that every single day on all platforms, on social media, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, I am everywhere. I dish out mentorship. 4 times a year, we have a training called How to Be Successful in Scaling Your Business, Starting a Business. We do it once every quarter. The last one, we just finished doing it on Sunday. You saw the video of the lady who was giving a testimonial a few minutes ago. So the next class we're going to be having for that particular program is going to be January 15th. But you know what? The link is already in my bio on my IG, and you can go to josephNantomah.com/event, and you can sign up now. Sign up for that class and prepare yourself so your 2023 can be better than it is. The next class we're having, which is going to be the last class of the year, is our Wealth Flow Bootcamp. It's coming up on the 10th to the 12th of November. But this is an in-person class, meaning you will have to fly down to Wisconsin and show up in my office right here for 3 days. I'm going to show you how to start your business, how to market your business, how to, sell, how to sell yourself, how to do real estate. And by the time you go back, you will be on fire. So that is the website. That is josephNantomah, .com/events. We're going to take a few questions and let's do this. More questions coming in. Okay. Somebody says the black mentor always believes you can make things better. Always believe in yourself. I believe there is nothing that can stop you. If you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. You can literally start from zero like I did, and you can get to wherever you want to do. You want to be. Somebody said, please, sir, how do I become a better version of myself in Abuja, Nigeria? First and foremost, you're already on that path. You're watching me right now. You know what you want to do? Every Tuesday, be glued here, right?
Fact.
Every Tuesday, be here. You're spending time. Maybe you're watching me on YouTube or Facebook. What will happen is what you listen and listen and listen over time is what you become. When you're listening to successful people, you're listening to people who are going to help you to become better. Not long enough, not too long from now, what is going to happen is the guys you used to hang out with, you're going to stop hanging with them. That is assuming you're hanging out with the wrong people, right? So you always find yourself in places where people are talking about moving their life forward, talking about being successful, talking about how you can get better. Before you know what is happening, it's going to start changing your mindset. Anything you want to add to that question, Jacob?
Please, sir, how can I be a better version of myself? First, I'm gonna advise that's Royal Peggy. Thanks for your question. I think for me, I say self-discovery. You have to know yourself first. You have to know what you want, and you have to know where you're going to. And just as Mr. Joseph said, when you listen to something over and over, it becomes part and parcel of you. Just a quick example. I've been around Mr. Joseph, and all you every day with Mr. Joseph is deals, 1 million, 2 million, deals. So it got to a time like I just wake up, I start hearing deals ringing in my brain.
Yeah.
Who you hangs around with be part and parcel of what you be in life. So first of all, know who you are, know what you want, and surround yourself with the positive people that share the same vision, goals, aspiration with what you're looking for in life. And in no time, you see yourself achieving the same goal. So just be positive, be motivated, and keep doing the needful, and everything's gonna fall in place.
Amazing. You have anything you want to add to that, Marquita?
I would say be confident in yourself and be okay with being uncomfortable because being in comfort is not always the great thing. Sometimes we need to step outside of what we know and do something other than what we know to get where we want to be.
Amazing. Be uncomfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. Go to places where you've never been. When I first came into the United States, before I started doing business, I started going to in the midst of successful people. The moment I opened my mouth, they're like, "Where are you from?" Every single time. At a point, it was so embarrassing. Like, I just walk into the matter, "Where are you from?" But you know what? I didn't stop going there. Some people be like, "Oh my God, these guys are racist." Every time I open my mouth, this is what they ask me. I never stop. But guess what? You know what now? I'm the one who calls for the meeting. So when I walk in there, nobody's asking me, "Where are you from?" I'm the one paying all the bills now. So nobody's asking me, "Where are you from?" Because you can't talk down on your boss. You know what I'm talking about? So what I did was I kept on going into those places, and every time I go for my big meetings, like, when I travel for all this huge investment, dude, I make sure I go with my check. My check is this long. I always get those big fancy checks. You know what I'm talking about? And before they're talking about, hey, how much you're talking, I am already signing my check. I'm always the first person signing my check. 50,000, 100,000, $300,000. I just sign it. They're like, this guy isn't joking. This guy is serious. Now nobody cares where I come from because you know what? Success has no colors. Success has no color. The reason why a lot of people are still doubting themselves is because they're not successful yet. So be comfortable going to places that make you uncomfortable because that is where you are going to build your growth. Beautiful question. Let's take the next one. The next one says, how do you deal with doubt because of past experiences? Well, the truth of the matter is everybody has to deal with doubt. We've fallen down, we've made mistakes in our lives. I never come here any time to say I'm perfect. Have I ever told you I'm a perfect person, Marquita?
No.
Have I ever? No, we all make mistakes. I remember 2015 when I was in Africa, I lost every savings that I had and I locked myself in the room for 6 days. But you know what I did? You're going to fall down 10 times and 10 times you're going to pick up yourself. But the truth of the matter is, for you to be successful, you have to make up your mind and say, you know what? Success is part of growing up. Success is part of the whole game. Being a failure is part of the whole game. Being a failure is part of success. People don't know that. Every time you fall down, that is when it is time to learn. And by the way, free of charge, I give you this. You never learn anything when you're eating chicken and rice. You never learn anything when everything is going on great. Right now, if we have a party, we're drinking champagne, there's nothing to learn. We're just having fun. But every time you want to go to the next level, there's going to be adversity. There's going to be a cracking of brain. There's going to be brainstorming. And every single time, something is going to want to hold you back. But you know what you do? You shake it off. You get to your mentors. You get to your friends who think alike, who think big, and they're always going to show you how to get out of it. Anything you want to add into that, Marquita?
I would just say, yeah, I'll come back to that.
Okay, she was asking, how do you deal with doubting of your past? I know you forgot the question.
Yeah,
That's what
okay.
she was asking.
So doubting of my past.
Yeah.
Well, now the way I think is, it's not a loss for me or the past. It's more like a lesson. So anything that
Okay.
occurred in the past, I take it to grow with, like to learn. And I need to learn from something because I'm not considering it a loss anymore. So I just build on my past experience, see what I could have done better, and then like you said, I stay connected to those who has the same mindset and those who have a greater insight on the things that I'm working on to kind of guide me and refine like the purpose and the direction that I want to go.
Amazing, amazing. Let's take the next question. The next question says, what is the best advice you can give to an aspiring young adult who wants to be successful? Oh my God, I say this every single day. You got to wake up one day and scream, enough is enough. That's it. That is you making up your mind. Literally, that is what I did. I woke up one day and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired and being sick of tired of myself. I was tired. I was tired of being broke. I was tired of going 5 steps forward and 10 steps backwards. I was tired of, looking at people to give me support. I was tired of people giving me handouts. I was tired of looking for the next job. I was tired of being tired. If you don't get tired of poverty, you're not going to get out of poverty. If you're not tired of your comfort zone, you're not going to get out. Some of you call me and say, hey, Black Mentor, I'm inspired. I'm inspired. And I ask them, inspired to do what? You cannot be inspired and you still sit down in Maryland in your 1 bedroom and you're going for a $15 job per hour. If you're inspired, you know what you're going to do? You're going to call my office, book an appointment, get into my class, and start walking down your ass to Milwaukee. Let me tell you how you get out there and become successful. One day I woke up, I saw this successful guy. He was talking to me on YouTube just the way I'm talking to you. You know what? I had no money. I had nothing. All I had was my rent. You know what I did? I used my rent. I paid for the class and I borrowed $200 to fuel my gas, to get gas into my tank. And I drove from Wisconsin to Miami. You know what I'm talking about? That is how you get out there. The day you make up your mind, you scream. Everybody has to run into your room and think you've gone nuts. They think you've gone crazy. You know what? It's like, I'm fine. I am just tired of being broke. So shake it out. Make up your mind. Get out there because people are doing it. People are doing it. People are going out there. They're moving their life forward. And you're sitting down there. You're watching me. Very good you're here. But get out there and do it. That is how you do it. Until you wake up and get out there to do it, you'll never do it. Okay? And that is what I'm talking about. I'm fired up. I'm sorry about that. But this I get all this question the whole time. People are telling me, oh, how do I get out there? How did you get out of where you are? To get to where you are. You just gotta go. Get crazy. Do something different. Show up in somebody's life and say, hey. Let me tell you the story of the guy that I wrote Think and Grow Rich. What was his name again? Napoleon Hill. Woke up one day and started knocking on the doors of all the richest people in America and said, I want to interview you. I want to know how you became successful. And that's how he wrote the book. And he got at all these rich people and got knowledge from all of them. Just go on and knock on their doors. There's a guy that does something on YouTube that has made him to become very rich. He just goes, hey, what do you do? I love your car. What do you do? How many of you have seen it? Yeah. And he's not a sensation. He's doing the same thing. Like, he just sees you driving a Bentley. Hello. How did you make your money? What do you do to buy a Bentley? What did you do to buy And I saw him the other day in Dubai interviewing a multi-billionaire. You got to do something. You got to get out there. You got to come up with ideas. You just got to get out there and do it. This is you versus you. It's not you and the other guy. Okay? You got to get out there and you got to do it. Let's take the next question. I'm so fired up right now. I get crazy sometimes. First time joining. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. My question is, what mindset produces the drive to withstand the current downturn of society, inflations, pandemics, and lack of obtainable opportunities? The first thing you got to do is you have to understand that opportunities are only seen by trained eyes. I'm going to repeat that. Opportunities are everywhere, but they're only seen by trained eyes. If your eyes are not trained, you're going to see opportunity, you're going to drive past it every single day. When you come out of your house, you're going to drive past opportunities. When I became a multimillionaire, in the middle of the pandemic. People were crazy selling their houses. I traveled 54 times in the middle of pandemic. I remember the day that New York was being shut down. I was in New York buying a real estate deal. Okay, they're like, oh, there's pandemic. 30 people have gone, 20 people. Like they were having the countdown when it started in New York, and they were having this countdown. I was there in New York. I took the last flight 6:30 to get out of New York. So you got to train your eyes to see opportunity. And how do you do that? Mentorship. You got to have someone who has done it before, who knows what opportunities look like. This morning I ran into a huge opportunity. I had a great meeting this morning with someone in Africa. I'm not going to call the person's name yet, with JT Fox. And we had an excellent meeting, and he was showing us different opportunities in different areas in what we wanted to do. JT Fox is my friend and my mentor. But guess what? You don't just meet JT Fox on the street and he's going to be your mentor. There's a price to pay. Pay it and get it done. Next question, please. We are fired up here. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's going down. It's hot in here. Even though it's already getting to winter in Wisconsin, I'm sweating right now. You can see all my hands are folded. Like, I'm going to take off my tie very soon. It's just going boom, boom, boom. How do I get pre-approved for real estate investment? Come for my coaching. I'm going to show you that. Come for my coaching. There are certain criterias. You just come. It's between the 10th and the 12th of November. There are certain criteria, but you know what? Even beyond just getting the pre-approval, if you're not qualified, I can show you the things you need to do to get there. So go to the website, josephnatomah.com/event and sign up. It's going to be the best money you spend in America. I used to say this. People say it's not true. We're going to play more videos in the coming weeks. People tell me, Joseph, what you're charging, what you're taking for this training is not even, it doesn't match up. Like, you're giving us this big and you're taking this low. But you know what? I don't want to be the only millionaire in the room. So I give you the opportunity. There are courses that I pay $25,000 to go do. Okay? And I'm giving you for what? $5,000. So take action. Somebody says, can I wait to register for the next boot? What are you waiting for? Get in there and do it. Have you not been listening to what I've been saying? Yes. I've been telling you that success loves speed. Success loves speed. Okay, let me say it slow motion now. Success loves speed.
So slow.
Don't slow down. You got to move. Take action. Take action. You got to go. Success loves speed. Sign up now. You never know if January something's going to happen, right? So take your space now. Sign up. Get in there. Kid in there. You know what I'm talking about? Let's take the next question. I can't wait to register for the next bootcamp. Okay, which one is next? Black Mentor. How many credits score do someone need to get approved fast? You see, you guys are still asking me the wrong questions. When it comes to real estate deals, it's not about the credit. It's about the deal. It's about the deal. If the deal is good, we can leverage. Let me tell you something. When I met Marquita, I was mentoring her, true life story, right?
Yes.
And my credit, do you know that for 4 years, I never had credit in America? You know why? Because I'm African. Where I come from, we buy everything cash. I didn't know anything about credit. So I was, doing funding, raising funds, buying stuff. Everything I bought till I got to like 20 million in asset was cash. Other people's money, OPM. Yeah. So Marquita comes into the picture. I'm mentoring her. She doesn't have all that cash. She has some money, but she has excellent credit. You know what we did? We leverage. She bring her credit. I set up an LLC at first. She set up hers and mine. We wrote an agreement. Okay, a company, Realty Investors. I actually set up that company, right, for you.
Did.
But I set up the company, and she partnered with Investors Capital. She brings her credit. I bring the money, and we had a deal going on.
Deals.
Oh my God!
Collaboration.
These are things they don't tell you. They don't tell you when you're drinking in the bar. You know what I'm talking about? That is why you need to get in the room where successful people. How many deals have we done so far?
Many. I don't even know the count yet.
Now, when she started doing that, and I saw the power of credit, I started building my credit. Okay? Now, She's leveraged with me. She has raised her capital. I have raised my credit. Now she does deals on her own. He does deals on his own. What was the last deal you did?
The last deal was
How much? I mean, like the what? How much was it?
about $180,000.
$180,000. And was it a fix and flip? Was it a buy and hold?
It was a buy and hold.
This guy is a police officer in the state of Wisconsin. He's got a property worth $180,000, and that's just one deal. You know what I'm talking about? And there are some people out there sitting down there, they're cracking their brains. How am I going to do it? Because he's sitting in the right room. Have we done any deals together in the past?
Oh yeah, multiple, multiple.
What kind of no? You see, when we're saying this thing, they think it's a dreamland. What kind of deals did you do?
Hey, I mean, and I'm gonna be frank about it. Before I answer your question, he said something that I think should really ginger anybody that's listening to this program today. First of all, you got to be angry with yourself. Until then, you can ask questions from now till that kingdom come. Nothing is gonna change until you are uncomfortable with where you are today. Then there's gonna be a shift in mindset. There's an adage that says the problem is not the problem. The problem is not knowing you have a problem. I'm gonna say it again. The problem is not the problem. The problem is not knowing you have a problem. When you have toothache, you don't go to the gynecologist. You go to the dentist. Why? Because you know the problem. So problem identification is 99% solved because the next thing you're looking for is solution. So until you know you got a problem, then you look for solution. You need a mentor. I mean, you can cry all day, but you need somebody that's been there, somebody that's done it, somebody that you can learn from their mistakes for you not to make the same mistake they made. That is why, I cannot overemphasize getting a mentor. When people say, oh, this price is too much for me to pay to go learn something, then try ignorance and see how far you go. So talking about deals we've gone with a black mentor, and I must be really frank about what I'm about to say. I can't even count because I lost track. Because things happen when you hang around the right people. So when you're counting the deals you've made is because you've not really made too much. But when you start losing count, that tells you success is really smiling on you.
You know what? Problem identification. There are days I just, hey, Marquita, you got any money in the bank? She said, yeah, bring the check. We're going on this deal. Hey, Jacob, you got any money in the bank? Join me. Even the deal in Chicago, right? I called you recently. You were there the day we came back.
For real.
And they brought in that check. You know why? Because this is what we do every single day. You got to build a community of successful people. You got to know when to move, how to take action. And you know what? If I call you, I say, hey, this is the deal. I'm like, you're gone. The next person. Because it's a long list of people who want to be successful. And every single day, you got to stay hungry. Problem identification, so good. Yeah. Poverty, not a problem for real. Thank you very much.
Poverty,
for real. Somebody says this person is African. He says poverty, not problem for real. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, let's take more questions. It's exciting today. There are no more questions. So you know what? We can sit here all day, but I am committed to give you 1 hour, 1 hour of my of every Tuesday. I want to get you out there. I want to show you what I'm doing. I was talking to someone earlier today saying, you know what? What is different from me being a mentor and other mentors is the fact that I show people what I'm doing. A lot of people, you got to pay 25,000, 50,000, 30,000. You got to empty your bank, to get this thing going. I don't do that. I come out here. This is a free class. I do it every Tuesday. I show you what I'm doing. I tell you. And if you take action, you're going to get result. Because you know what? Life is monkey see, monkey do. Everybody say monkey see,
monkey do.
No. Come on, guys. You guys are not catching it. Everybody say monkey see, monkey do. That is it. That is what life is all about. You see somebody who's successful, pay the price, get into their midst. That is what I did with Grant Cardone. I went in there. I paid thousands of dollars. I got the training. And I repeated what he was doing. That is what I did when I met Glenn Stan. Get in there, learn things from there. I repeat what he's doing. Now my friend JT Fox, I get into what he's doing. He gives me JT Fox is the best so far. I'm not gonna lie. I got to take a stand. The guy took me out when I was in California, took me out for lunch, like hands down. Me, JT Fox, and his COO. For like 1 hour, I was just there. He was just downloading. You know what it means for somebody who has done billions of dollars to sit down with you for 1 minute and he's eating, he's telling you, I went out like next year. Let me tell you something. Next year, I wanted to do my conference, okay? I wanted to do my conference, and I was like, you know what? I want to do my conference in Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to do this. He's like, no, don't do that. You know what he said? He said, I have a studio that can accommodate over 1,000 people live. That is what you get when you're in the right circle. He said, I'm going to give you my studio. You're going to come there. You're going to do your boot. You're going to do your conference live from, where was that? It was in Tampa. He said, you're going to do your conference live from Tampa, and 1,000 people are going to watch you all over the world. I was like, how come I didn't think about that? Because I don't know. Because what you don't know, you don't know. Because I was still thinking, I'm going to bring people in the room. It's like people are not going to come. You're not going to get that crowd. People are scared of COVID. People, are going to give you excuses. But people can sit down in the comfort of their homes, sign up for your conference, and I'm going to have all the speakers in Tampa. I can bring in a few people from Africa, from anywhere I want to bring them, and they can stay there, and people are just going to sit down, log in, and do the program. I was like, whoa, that is what you get when you're with a multi-billionaire or a multiple, whatever you want to call it, a successful person. I'm fired up right now. So monkey see, monkey do. I think that is the phrase for today. Everybody say, monkey see, monkey do. How do you establish work-life harmony? That's amazing. So the truth of the matter is, this is a subject I think we should look at into one day. A lot of people think that for you to balance work and family, it's all about balance. There is nothing called balanced in life. Okay? There is something, however, called priority. When I started my business and my business was, struggling, you know what I told my wife? I called my wife. I think I had my second daughter was born when I started. Yes. I said, you know what? Right now, I'm going to pay attention to this business because this business is our third baby. And when I build this business and it gets to a certain level, you know what? I'm going to give you 80% of my time. Now, I didn't neglect my family. I did not neglect my family. Don't get me wrong. But you know what? I gave about 60, 70% to the business at that time. And I had 40%. I had a situation where I told my wife, you are the ones going to be taking the kids to school. Because as early as 1 o'clock, I was awake. I was putting materials together. I was doing what I got to do. So we had that agreement, right? Fast forward. Now I have staff. I have people working for me. I have people doing stuff. I have my my marketing manager, marketing consultant here. I have my producer here. You know what? I have time to do things for myself now. In the next few months, we're traveling to different places for vacating and stuff like that. Because now my attention, the business doesn't need me that 100% for it to fly, right? So there is nothing called harmony, balance. This is just made up words people tell you. You want to be successful? You got to grind. You got to work. You got to get out there and do it. And boom, 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 till you get what you want to get. Then you know what you do? You come back home with the money. The money. You come home with the fugu. You come back home with the fugu. When you come back home, that is when it's going to be worth it. The problem is a lot of people don't come back home with the fugu. We got a problem. Then now we got a problem because what has happened is you've neglected your children, you've neglected your responsibility, you've done all that, and you didn't even have a plan. But when you have a plan, I remember when I was traveling at the time, my little daughter would be sending me messages. Daddy, I pray you're going to make plenty money. When you're coming back, bring something special. You know what I'm talking about? That prayer also goes a long way. It's a form of support. It was a form of encouragement because they knew that Daddy is going out there to go get the bag. You know what I'm talking about? So we had a plan. So don't get it twisted, okay? Sit down with your significant partner or your spouse and have a plan. You know what? I know we're married. I'm doing this for us, right? I'm doing this for us. I'm going to go out there. I want to go grab the bag. Okay? I'm not going to give you 100% of my time right now, but I promise you, the moment the fugu starts coming, we're going to balance it up. That is how you want to go about it. That is how I did it. Different people, different, different stroke. I don't know if you guys have anything. How do you do it? How
You
do
go
you do
first.
it?
Like you said, it's having a plan, and then, like you said, prioritizing what's important, and then you always can come back to rethink about your structure of your priorities. But you have to have a end goal in mind as to what you're doing and why you're doing it to keep your focus.
Exactly.
Yeah, piggyback on what he's saying. The main goal is just as Ratula said again, is making priorities, man. Everything in life is important. You just got a scale of preference, which is more better than which. And if you're trying to say because I'm married, I mean the problem is excuses. Well, I'm married, I got kids, I cannot multitask. I mean, there's always gonna be a reason to complain about everything. So you have to be ready to talk to yourself. I mean, before you talk to your significant other or partner, you gotta talk to yourself. What do I want? What do I want to do? What are my plans? So when you're going to talk to your significant other, I mean, you have to have something in plan for something to listen to.
Yeah.
So what do I want to do? What are my plans? So when you're trying to present your information, it's gonna sound palatable where they're gonna accept and listen to you. So when you go, I mean, no pain, no gain. There gotta be a sacrifice for what you do to get what you want in life. So by the time you go and you come back, just as you said, for those that don't understand, when it says the fugu or the bag, it's talking about the money.
The
So
money.
when you go and you come back,
you
and
know,
you come
and they
back with
see
the money.
result. Another topic we're gonna be talking. I'm giving my producers topic right now is productivity
Yep.
versus activity. People just go, "Hey, I'm working, I'm working, I'm working, I'm working," and they don't come back with nothing. And the moment you do that, she's a woman. She'd be like, "What are you? You've been waiting. You've been gone for a whole month. You didn't give me attention. You didn't give your kids attention, and you still came back with no fugu. Get out of here. What are we talking about? You know what I'm talking? But you know what? When you come back with the fugu, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
So just this is gonna be my last note on this topic right now. Only fools doubt proofs.
There you go.
Only fools doubt proofs.
This guy is on fire today.
When you come back and you
Indeed.
when you come
Indeed.
back and you got proof, listen,
Everybody's gonna fall in line.
Mama gonna be smiling to her ears.
There you go. They're gonna. My daughter is gonna be like, "Daddy, go back to work. Go
Bye.
back to work. Bye, bye. Go back to work." You know what I'm talking about? Yesterday, I took my kids to the bank, and whenever I come back, my kids in the house, I tell them, "Hey, if I come back and you see Daddy's shoes, put it in the right place. You get $10. When I come back and Daddy's tired, I put my bag in the wrong place. So they take care of that. You clean your room, you get $20. And yesterday, my first daughter has $190 in a piggy bank, whatever you call it. The other one has $120. So I took them to the bank. So when I got there, I said, "Hey, put your money in the bank account." And my little guy is like, "What is a bank account?" I said, "Oh, this is where we put our money." She said, "Oh, Daddy, is this where you put all your $1,000,000?" So my 5-year-old knows I got $1,000,000. "Oh, Daddy, is this where you put your $1,000,000?" They know that is not just wasting their time. You know why? On a more serious note now, because you tell them the plan. You got to tell them the plan. You got to tell them the plan. When there is no plan, you're planning to fail. So tell them the plan. Let them know what's going. Is there any other question out there, producer, we can deal with? Oh my God, I always love it when everybody's satisfied. Looks like everybody's doing good. So follow us. Follow me on all my social media platforms, if you will. You can subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube. It's the Wealth. Oh, another question. Okay, not a question. Okay, Wealth Flow Bootcamp is coming on the 10th to the 12th. You just have to go on josephnatomah.com/event. And I want you to follow me on my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. It's all the Black Mentor. On Instagram is the Black Mentor _. On YouTube is Wealth Flow with the Black Mentor. On LinkedIn is the Black Mentor. On Facebook, the Black Mentor. It's been an amazing time. I have real life situations here, and that's what I love about my show. We don't plan anything. There's nothing scripted here. I've been to some very, very rich folks you guys are always listening to, and they got a camera, there's a script writer, and blah, 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 and they just go there and they're reading a script. We don't do that here. You know why? Because we do what we do.
And it comes effortlessly.
And it comes. I can sit here for the next 4 hours and talk about this the power of mentorship, because it's what I do every single day. And I can have like literally a dozen people lined up and I'll bring them. This one comes and go. You know what? Because I do this every day. And that is what I decided. It was a intentional decision when I made up my mind that, you know what? I want to be teaching what I'm doing. Because like we said earlier, life is what monkeys see, monkey do. People come and they put a script, they put a script on the screen. They got a script there, they're reading and trying to convince everybody, trying to be eloquent, trying to, feel like the big caboons. No, we don't do that. I tell you what I did. Came here 6 years ago, entered this country with $4,900, was just paying rent, waiting for my documentation. And finally, I found this guy. I paid $997, started my real estate. I actually paid that money from my rent money, started my real estate, and that is how I started going. I started going. And we've done countless of deals. And because I am doing this every single day, I wake up every day. You know what? As long as I wake up and I woke up in the United States, I'm fine. You know what? Like you go to bed in the evening and you wake up and you find yourself in another country. Like, how did that happen? I don't need coffee to be motivated. I don't need coffee to go. This is how I go every single day. I am a morning person. So when I wake up 1 a.m. in the morning, I go boom, 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 boom. When it gets to like maybe 6, 7, I'm a human being. I get tired and I start slowing down. But you know what? This is how we do it every day. You know what? Because I love what I'm doing. There's a drive. There's something that's pushing me. I want to own half of America. So you know what I got to do? I got to get out there and I got to boom, boom, boom. Any last word you want to give us today before we go?
Take action.
There is no better word. I mean, we can literally end the show. Take action. But let's go.
Just want to say a very big thank you from everybody. I see a lot of people joining from Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Kaduna, China, to be precise, somewhere in Europe. I want to say a very big thank you. And do not just be motivated. Don't be excited about what you heard today. Don't feel emotionally rattled by what you heard today. Please, please take actions. Actions takers are the one that's going to be successful tomorrow. Thank you.
It's amazing. I always say that, I tell people, I said, all my quotes, people love quotes.
Oh, yeah.
And at the time it became some people started making it so stupid on social media. They'll be like, when the sun comes down and the moon goes up, and people will be laughing about it because people are just carried away with quotes. My quotes are not going to make you rich. My quotes are not going to make you successful. The other day I woke up and said, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, oh my God, that was good. You don't know what you don't know. Everybody get excited. No, my quotes is not going to put money in your bank account. But you know what? When you take action, believe in yourself, reach out to your mentors, reach out to me. You know what? If you reach out to me and you're asking questions that make sense, I will respond to you. But when you reach out to me, all you're saying, hey, Black Mentor, can I get a $50 help? I'm not going to talk to you like I'm no Santa. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking to people who want to move their lives forward. I'm talking to people who's going to move their life forward. 3 months ago, or was it 6 months ago in May, we had a coaching program. One of the guys that came on that coaching program joined us from China. And he was so, one of the things that got me excited was we were in a 12 hours difference, right? He paid for the class, came into the class in the wee of the night in China and did the training. And when we finished, he followed me up and said, this is what I learned. This is what I'm good at. This is what I do, and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, we started talking. And today, he's the country representative in China. And guess what? On the first week of November, he's flying in from China to the United States. All expenses paid by Investors Capital.
Taking actions.
Taking action. Only the ticket alone is some people's 2 months' salaries. All expenses paid. He's coming all the way from China. He's going to have training. He's going to meet the team. He's going to be here. He's going to follow me to the mega success event in California. See, when we're talking about these things, we're not making this. He's coming. You got to take action. And I know when he comes here, other opportunities are going to be open for him because there are people who want to do business over there, and they want to do business. It's just amazing when you take action, because you never know what is going to happen. So that is what we're going to end this with today. On that note, it's going to be take action, because life is monkey see, monkey do. Okay? And never forget, your best days are always ahead of you and never behind. I'm always here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can call it 1 p.m. Wisconsin time if you want to call it that way. And we're going to be here helping you to build a wealth mindset. And the moment you have a wealth mindset, it's going to transform into your pocket. I want to see you next week, Tuesday. Get ready, take action, and have a beautiful week.
Obviously, when I leave here, I will not be the same person again, because the Black Mentor has really changed my mindset on how I see things now. And he has really, with the teaching and everything, he has been able to bring out the potentials in me. And I know I have the possibility to go out there and make the change that I need, that the world needs.